Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic. For today's episode, we're going to take a look at Transformers Power of the Prime, Grimlock. Now, I was a little bit iffy about Grimlock at first after seeing the photos from BotCon and Hasbro, but after getting this guy out of the box and seeing him up close, man, I'm really happy I picked him up. I really love the overall look of his robot mode. It's a nice upgraded version of that classic G1 character. From the gold plating on the chest to even all the little detailing on his legs. You can see all the little sculpted detail, and even these decals on the sticker just help add that extra little bit of detail that they couldn't get in there with a paint job. Some of the other characters in this line are going to have too many decals in my book, Starscream especially, but we'll get to him on another day. Yeah, he also has a little bit of extra kibble right here on the back, but it's no more than what was on the original Generation 1 character. He also has some good range of articulation, too. His head is on a little bit of a ball joint right here, so you can see it moves side to side and up and down just a little bit. His arms can ratchet up and down and out right here. Now, they are a little, it is a small little cylinder that goes right in there, so it is probably going to get a little bit loose, and I am afraid it's going to break over time, so that is one little issue. There's a nice bicep swivel right here with a bend here, and then another extra elbow bend, so you can kind of get him moving his arm up really high if you really wanted to. He has a little bit of waist articulation right here, thanks to him being the combiner form of Volcanus. Some nice hip rotation right here, nice ratchet that goes up and down, and a knee bend as well. Oh, and a thigh swivel right here too. Now, if there were going to be any downsides to this guy, I'm going to say that it's because he's a little bit short. Comparing him right here to Megatron, you can see that he just comes barely up to Megatron's chest, which, in my book, Grimlock should actually be towering over Megatron and Optimus. He should be a little bit taller, so I am a little bit sad that he is kind of short. Comparing him right next to the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, you can see, yeah, this is a little bit more how tall I would like the Grimlock to be, but what can you do? I guess I shouldn't look too many gift horse in the mouth. However, I'm hoping that maybe some third-party vendors will actually have a little extra feet that you could stick him on and make him just a little bit taller. He does come with two other accessories, which are supposed to be the feet for Volcanus that you can actually put right here on the side of his arm. Right here, we'll put one right there. And put one right there. And I guess these are supposed to be his weapons or melee boxing gloves if you wanted to hit other Decepticons with. It's kind of a silly gimmick in my book. I don't really understand why they would... well, I understand why they gave him these accessories. They're supposed to be the feet, and I guess it's better to have him come with them. But still, I would have liked him to come with some sort of gun or sword to actually add to that overall look. I have the Fall of Cybertron sword right here to put in his hand. And you can see just having that in his hand just looked a lot better for Grimlock. Just looks like he's ready to tear into any other Decepticons. He also comes with the little, let me just get that out of there, the little Power of the Primes, I guess Matrixy type thing. It gets stuck in there pretty darn easily. Let me see if I can get that out. Oh, there we go. It's stuck in there really well. And as you can see, it's just this little silvery matrix type thing. It has a little bit more paint detail than the one that comes with Starscream. And it's just kind of based off the shape of the Titan Masters and Power of the Primes figures. You could probably even stick this on top of any Titan Master character and have it be some sort of like drone probe head. But overall, as far as this guy goes as his robot mode, I really enjoy it. So let's go ahead and transform him into his Dinobot mode next. Alright, now to transform Grimlock here, we're going to start off by removing these parts off of his arms. And then take his hands and fold them in up on themselves. Next, we're going to move to his legs and push them together. And then fold this little tip of the tail back like so. Then we're going to take his chest, pop that apart and slide it down. There we go, on either side. Now, there are these little tiny slots right in here that are supposed to fit right on these little tabs, and it can be kind of tricky just to get those in there on your first go-around. Pushing one on one side might want to make one pop off on the other, so just kind of be careful about it. Next up, we're going to bend his tail forward like so, bring his arms down, or his T-Rex legs, and bend them back, just so that they're kind of out of the way of this chest plate that's going to come around to reveal his Dinobot chest and spindly little arms. Kind of looks kind of silly with this big bulky body and this tiny little head, but fix that by flipping his T-Rex head over, and now Grimlock, me kings. Sorry, I will say that I really do like the sculpt of this figure from, I guess, the waist up, I should say. There's some issues I'll get to with the legs, but I really do like the chest. It really harkens back to that classic Generation 1 look. And I even like the sticker decal work right here. It's just enough to give that extra little bit of detail that paint can't get. I also like the clear plastic over the gold painted plastic right here. It's something that the original Grimlock had along with his chest mode, or the chest plate of him. So yeah, even that head sculpt, it just looks like he's ready to step right out of the cartoon. Even his tail isn't that bad. Yeah, it's still a little bit thicker than I would like and still kind of chunky and square, but way better than Fall of Cybertron Grimlock's tail. Now, like I said, the only downside is his legs. It's okay here, and then it just kind of gets a little weird. You can see it goes from bulky, thin, and then bulky again. I understand that they're supposed to hold that combiner slot in there, but yeah, it just makes it look a little bit weird and kind of weak. Also, the claws are very, very nubby. The original Generation 1's Grimlock's claws would be still a lot bigger compared to this guy, and even the Fall of Cybertron's Grimlock claws were way bigger. That's the only downside on this guy is the legs. It just is very... I can't quite put it into words. They're just really nubby. You can actually take his extra accessories, the little Volcanus feet, and attach them right here to give him some extra weapons, but it just kind of looks a little bit weird and awkward. Now, something I just thought of when doing this review is what Hasbro should have done was actually made it to where you could just keep the fists out like this. Just transform them around and have them slide right into here. They don't actually hold quite well. One side holds better than the other. Let me see if I can snap it in there. Okay, it kind of snaps in there, sort of. Well, you can see it on this side, but that actually just makes the look of them a little bit better. It seems a little bit more like T-Rex feet, and that would have been a better way to actually combine or attach these accessories to them, and it just would have fixed the feet problem. I don't understand why they didn't actually think of that. I'm hoping some third-party or Perfect Effects guys will add a little attachment that could fit right in here and slide maybe onto this slot, or maybe I might just try to 3D print it myself just to help give that extra look to them. If you're wanting to display them like this, it does actually help a lot, giving those with those bigger T-Rex feet. Otherwise, yeah, his Dino mode is actually pretty good for up here, but then down here it's just kind of sad. There's not really much else to say about the Dinobot mode, so let's go ahead and get him into the chest mode of Volcanus next. Alright, now to transform Grimlock here into the chest of Volcanus, we're going to want to start by moving his fists in like so. Get them kind of out of the way. Next up, we're going to want to fold his arms out like this. And then we're going to want to make sure that these little pegs are fit right into these little slots right here. You could either do this after you fold his biceps in or before. I kind of like to do it before just so that it helps kind of secure him in place a little bit better. Next up, we're going to, like I said, twist his biceps around, and we're going to make sure that this little peg fits right in this little slot right here. All right, there you go. Do it on this side as well. There we go. Next up, we're going to bring his dino head up and around like so. Kind of just fold that down. Then we're going to lift his torso up, fold it around, and these little pegs are going to fit right into these little slots right here. Next, we're going to take his crotch plate and fold that forward so it's out of the way when we spin his legs all the way around. There we go. Then we're going to want to move his legs out like so, flip them around, and kind of just bend them at the knee so it's almost kind of standing horse stance, if you will. And then last but not least is, oh, this already got flipped around, but next we're going to take this part right here and fold that around, fold this piece up, and that's actually going to reveal Volcanus's head right here. I actually like that head sculpt. It looks like a much more updated version of Grimlock's head with kind of almost like a crown of sorts. And well, anyways, there you go. That's pretty much all there is to get him into the chest mode of Volcanus, so he's ready to combine with his fellow Dinobots and form Volcanus. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.